Hello everyone, I am Kamini Shirsat, Assistant Professor of Computer Science at Satana College. Today we are going to discuss about one of the creational patterns, that is abstract factory pattern. In my previous lectures I have already explained what is the creational patterns as well as some types of creational patterns, that is singleton pattern and factory method. Now in this session, we will learn about abstract factory pattern. So, what is meant by abstract factory pattern? Then, abstract factory pattern says that it just defines an interface or abstract class for creating families of related objects but without specifying their concrete subclasses. Abstract factory pattern is one level higher than the factory pattern. Hence, an abstract factory pattern is also known as a kit. So, after that, what is the intention of this pattern? This pattern provides an interface for creating families of related or dependent objects without specifying their concrete classes. So, we have no need to specify concrete classes for creating an interface. After that, applicability means when this pattern is applicable. So, in first point we will see when a system needs to be independent of how its products are created, composed and represented, then factory pattern is applicable. After that, when a system should be configured with one multiple families of products, then also factory pattern is applicable. Also, when family of related product objects is designed to be used together, then these constraint needs to be enforced. And when you want to provide a class library of products and you want to reveal just their interfaces, not their implementation, then also factory pattern, abstract factory pattern is applicable. In fact, abstract factory pattern, which participants are involved? First of all, abstract factory is the first participant which declares an interface for operations that create abstract product objects. After that, second participant is concrete factory that implements the operations to create concrete product objects. And third participant is abstract product which declares an interface for a type of product object. Then concrete product is also one of the participant for abstract factory pattern which is used to define a product object to be created by corresponding concrete factory, and it is also used to implement the abstract product interface. Then last participant is client which uses only interfaces declared by abstract factory and abstract product classes. Then we will discuss about collaborations which are occurred in abstract factory pattern. So first collaboration is normally a single instance of a concrete factory class is created at runtime. This concrete factory creates product objects having a particular implementation. And to create different product object, client should use a different concrete factory. After that, next collaboration is abstract factory defers creation of product object to its concrete factory subclass. We will discuss about consequences. The abstract factory pattern has the following benefits and liabilities. First benefit is it isolates concrete classes, means the abstract factory pattern helps you to control the classes of objects that an application creates, because a factory encapsulates the responsibility and the process of creating product object. Hence it isolates clients from implementation of classes. Second benefit is it makes exchanging product families easily. The class of concrete factory appears only once in an application, that is where it is instantiated, and it can use different product configurations simply by changing its concrete factory. Then next benefit is third, it promotes consistency among the products. Means when product object in a family are designed to work together, It's important that an application use objects from only one family at a time. And last benefit is supporting new kind of products is difficult. Means extending abstract factories to produce new kind of product is not easy, because the abstract factory interface fixes the set of products that can be created. In implementation of abstract factory pattern, we will discuss following points. First one is factories as singletons. An application typically needs only one instance of a concrete factory per product family. So, it is usually best implemented as singleton. Then second implementation is creating the product. In creating the products, abstract factory only declares an interface for creating products. It is up to concrete product subclasses to actually create them. The most common way to do this is to define the factory method pattern for each product. After that, third implementation is defining extensible factories. Abstract factory usually defines a different operation for each kind of product it can produce. Let's see Java code example for abstract factory pattern. In this example, we are going to create a shape interface and a concrete class implementing it. We create an abstract factory class, abstract factory, as next step. And factory class shape factory is also defined, which will extend abstract factory. The factory creator class factory producer is also created. Abstract factory pattern demo is our demo class, which uses factory producer to get an abstract factory object. It will pass information for shapes, that is circle, rectangle, square, to abstract factory to get the type of object it needs. For the given example, in first step we have to create an interface for shape. The interface will be created by public interface shape, and then in that we have to call draw method. After that, in second step, we have to create concrete classes implementing the shape interface, and that concrete classes are for rectangle, square, as well as circle. So, public class rounded rectangle implements shape. Rounded rectangle is a class for rectangle, and in that class we use draw method, and simply we print a message by using system.out.println. After that, rounded square is the class which is used for square, and in that also we will use draw method for simply printing this statement by using system.out.println. Then third class is for rectangle. In that also we will use draw method for printing this statement by using system.out.println. After that, step number 3, we create an abstract class to get the factories for normal and rounded shape objects. So here we have to use abstract class for abstract factory, and that abstract shape get shape function is used to get the shape of corresponding object. In step 4, we will create factory classes extending abstract factory to generate object of concrete class based on the given information. Here we create a class for shape factory which is extended by abstract factory. In that we use getShape method, and for getShape method we have to pass shape type as an argument. If then we will check if shape type is equal ignores rectangle, then it returns new rectangle. Else if shape type equals ignore square, then it return new square. Otherwise it will return null. The another class for rounded shape factory. In rounded shape factory, we use the rounded shapes or we get the rounded shapes. For that also we will use get shape method, and in that method we will pass shape type as an argument. Here we will check if shape type equals ignore case rectangle, then it returns new rounded rectangle, because this class is only for rounded shape factory. As well as also, if shape type dot equal ignore case square, then it returns new rounded square, and if this condition is not satisfied, then it returns null. In fifth step, we have to create a factory generator class to get factories by passing an information such as shape. For that we use class factory producer, and in that factory producer we have to use public static abstract factory by uh, and get factory method. In that get factory method we use boolean rounded as a argument. Boolean is used for truth values true or false. If rounded is true, then it returns new rounded shape factory, and if these condition get false, then it returns new shape factory. Then in last step we use the factory producer to get a abstract factory. In order to get factories of concrete classes by passing an information such as type, here abstract factory pattern demo class is used, and in that main function is declared. First of all we have to get shape factory. For abstract factory, shape factory equal to factory producer dot get factory. Get factory method is used to get the shape factory. After that we have to get an object of shape rectangle. Shape 1 is used for the rectangle shape, and get shape method is used to get the shape of an object. Then we will call draw method of shape rectangle. So shape 1 dot draw. Shape 1 is object which is used for rectangle, so we will use shape 1 dot draw. Like that, for square and rectangle we will get an object of shape, and then we will call draw method for the particular shape. Shape 2 is the object which is created for square, and shape 3 is the object which is created for the rectangle, and shape 4 is the object which is also created for the square. So after getting that object we will call draw method for the particular shape. Then in last step we will verify the output, and in that output it returns the sentences which are written in the draw method. Thank you.